Welcome to Next Gen Tech, Talent and Trends.
This is the space where we explore, with clarity and purpose, the real impact of talent, technology, and artificial intelligence on organizations.
Today, we invite you to reflect with us on the decisions shaping the present and future of the IT industry.
Here, we don't just discuss headhunting, AI, or tech consulting.
Yeah.
Um, we discuss what truly drives people, the need to grow, adapt, and lead.
This deep dive is for you if you're ready to take control of your career, lead change, or maybe just learn something new.
Let's get started.
Okay, so let's really dig into this. We're talking about navigating the tech job search, aimed right at you, the recent graduate. You've done all the hard work, got that degree. There's definitely excitement.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, thinking about actually landing that first tech job, it can feel, wow, pretty overwhelming. It's a big step.
It is. It really is. And that feeling is totally understandable. I mean, the tech industry moves so incredibly fast. Sometimes, it feels like it's outpacing what universities can even teach. Plus, it's competitive, really competitive. Lots of talented people hitting the market every single year. And maybe the biggest thing right now, the nature of work itself is changing because of automation, especially, AI. That's a huge factor.
Definitely. So what we want to do here, based on the material we're looking at, is offer some advice. Advice that gets how you might be feeling, but is also, well, practical. Useful for taking this first big step.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's start by getting a handle on the landscape you're actually stepping into.
Yeah, okay. So one thing the material really brings up is this gap between university and industry.
Mm.
Your degree gives you that core theoretical base, which is, essential.
Sure, the fundamentals.
Exactly. But the specific tools, the cutting-edge tech you'll actually use day to day, that might be quite different from what you studied in depth for years.
Right, and it's not saying your education wasn't good, it's just the industry is always made away, isn't it?
Precisely.
Yeah.
So that means continuous learning, picking up new skills. It's not just nice to have, it's pretty much essential for getting those entry-level spots.
And you mentioned competition. The material calls it the numbers game. What does that mean exactly?
It means you're entering a field with a lot of other smart, motivated graduates, all looking for similar roles.
So standing out is key.
Absolutely. The sheer number of people entering the tech market means you really need a strategy. You can't just blend in.
Okay, now here's where it gets maybe a bit more complex. The impact of automation, AI, how roles are changing. How does the material frame this?
Well, it's already clear that AI and automation are, fundamentally changing things across the board.
Yeah.
And tech is right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
The material points to some big projections, like globally, maybe 400 to 800 million jobs could be displaced by 2030. Repetitive tasks, things easily automated, they're the most vulnerable.
Wow. Okay. That sounds a little scary if you're just starting out.
It can, yeah. But, and this is really crucial in the material, while some jobs might be displaced, the same projections show a huge wave of new opportunities opening up.
Ah, okay. So it's not just disappearing jobs.
Not at all.
Mm.
The material estimates something like 69 million new jobs by 2027, just in fields like data science, AI specialization, machine learning engineering.
Yeah.
So it's less about jobs vanishing and more about the whole landscape shifting,
Yeah.
creating totally new roles, new pathways.
Understanding that shift that, some tasks get automated, but new, more complex stuff emerges, that seems vital for how you even think about your job search. You need to aim where things are going.
Exactly.
And it's not just about coding skills either, is it? The material talks a lot about soft skills, maybe power skills is a better term.
Oh, absolutely. Power skills.
Yeah.
They're increasingly seen as non-negotiable. Things like communicating effectively, really collaborating with a team, negotiating, showing leadership potential. These are becoming just as important, maybe even more important sometimes, than just raw technical ability, especially the material suggests when you're navigating this AI-influenced job market.
That makes total sense. You need the tech chops, obviously, but if you can't explain what you did or work well with others or adapt,
Yeah.
how far do the tech skills alone really get you?
Not as far as they used to, maybe. And this whole competitive landscape, it's not just local, right?
No.
No, not at all. The material gives some pretty stark numbers to remind us it's a global stage. Think about this. China, over 4.7 million STEM grads a year. India, somewhere between 2.5 and 3 million. The U.S. is around 800,000. Mexico, maybe 170,000 to 220,000.
Whoa. Okay, that puts it in perspective. That's a massive global talent pool.
It really is. It just underlines why you need to think about how you present yourself, maybe on a wider scale.
And tied into that global view, the material even mentions being multilingual as an advantage.
It does. I mean, English is common in tech, obviously. But being proficient in another language, something like Chinese, for example,
Hmm.
that could genuinely open up unique international doors that just wouldn't be there otherwise.
Interesting. So, okay, you're stepping into this fast-moving, competitive, global scene. Technical skills are table stakes, power skills are crucial, AI is changing the game. The material is pretty upfront about what happens if you don't approach this strategically.
Yeah, it lays out some potential tough spots, like long stretches without landing a formal job,
Hmm.
or feeling tempted to take unofficial work, or stuff that's really underpaid just out of, needing something.
Yeah, desperation can set in.
Exactly. Or finding only limited options that feel, well, below what you're capable of. It can get disheartening. So much so the material notes, some might even think about leaving tech altogether. These are real possibilities.
It sounds challenging, but the material doesn't just leave you there, right? It shifts towards solutions. It says these challenges, while real, they aren't like impossible walls.
It's exactly right. The key, according to this, is being proactive, focusing on growth, on strategic prep. And the advice is broken down pretty logically. Phase 1, stuff you do while you're still studying, and Phase 2, what to focus on after you graduate.
Okay, let's unpack phase one then. What should you be doing while you're still on campus?
Right, so the material maps this out well. First, early engagement. Look for part-time jobs in the field, maybe freelance work, volunteer opportunities.
Getting some real-world context early?
Precisely. Applying what you're learning outside of lectures. Then it talks about going beyond the transcript. This is about actively building those power skills. We mentioned leadership, negotiation, communication through clubs, group projects, student organizations, things like that.
Makes sense. And mentoring.
Yes, finding a professional mentor is explicitly recommended. Could be a professor, an alum, someone working in the industry you connect with. Getting guidance is huge.
Yeah.
And internship immersion. The material really stresses this. Trying to get multiple internships or professional practices if you can. It's crucial for that hands-on experience, and it's vital for building your network early on.
Multiple internships definitely catch an employer's eye.
They really do. Another piece is starting trend tracking early. Follow tech news, industry publications, blogs. Understand what's emerging, especially AI's impact and what skills are heating up.
Stay informed.
And build your foundation. Obviously strengthen core tech skills, but also consciously practice communication, teamwork, problem solving. As you get closer to graduation, the material suggests getting entry-level tech certifications. Relevant certs can validate specific skills, make you more competitive, especially maybe in areas less likely to be automated right away.
Certs are like proof points, aren't they?
Kind of, yeah. Concrete validation. Also, engage with university and alumni organizations. Tap into those networks. Explore things like exchange programs, maybe.
Broaden your horizons.
Exactly. And the material suggests you can contribute and learn maybe through open source projects, or even offering skills for free initially. Now, it makes a really interesting point here.
Okay.
Working unpaid can seem tough, but if it's a strategic choice, aligns with ambitious goals, gives you really valuable knowledge or experience you couldn't get. Otherwise, it can actually lead to much better salary prospects down the line. Think of it as an investment.
That's a fascinating way to frame it. Strategic unpaid work as an investment in future earning power, if it's the right opportunity.
Yeah, it's about the long game. The material also says explore and discover different tech areas, check out the AI field, different specializations, find out what really clicks for you.
Don't just stick to one narrow path, maybe.
Right, and start planting networky seeds early. Connect with classmates, profs, people you meet at tech talks or events. Also, try to ensure real-world relevance in your academics. Choose projects that tackle current industry problems, maybe something involving AI implementation or its impact.
Makes your academic work more practical.
Exactly. And finally, consider global exposure. Study abroad, international collaborations, anything that broadens your perspective and your network.
Wow. Okay, that's a really solid list of things to do during university. It's heavily weighted towards practical experience and building those power skills well before graduation day.
Yeah, it's all about laying that strong groundwork, step by step.
Okay. So you've laid the groundwork, you've graduated. Now what? What are the key actions for phase two, according to the material?
Right, phase 2, the job search intensifies. Now you need to be really active across multiple channels. LinkedIn is crucial. Optimize that profile, use its job search filters, especially for AI-related roles, and actually engage with people.
Not just passively scrolling.
Definitely not. Use specialized job portals for tech roles too. Go to industry events, conferences, meetups, career fairs. These are great for face-to-face networking with recruiters, with companies, including those in the AI space. The material even mentions some events are specifically for recent grads.
So showing up in person still counts.
It really does. Strategic networking continues to be vital, building real relationships, not just collecting contacts. Following up. Also, research reputable headhunting agencies. Some specialize in tech, even in specific areas like AI.
Okay.
And while you're doing all this, you need to showcase your power skills explicitly. Don't just list communication on your resume. Show how your leadership, negotiation, communication skills helped achieve something in a project or internship.
Quantify it if possible.
Yes, quantify achievements whenever you can. Showcase your tech skills too, obviously, through projects, internships, volunteering, and keep leveraging your mentors. Their advice is gold, especially navigating the evolving AI landscape.
Right.
Consider strategic internships or entry-level roles. If that dream job isn't happening right away, look for roles that offer solid growth, good skill development, maybe in areas less prone to immediate automation, or where you can learn about AI implementation. And yet the material brings up that point again about ambitious goals and strategic unpaid work if it offers truly valuable knowledge that boosts future salary potential.
So that theme of investing in experience, even potentially unpaid, continues post-graduation if needed.
It's about the bigger picture, yeah. Continuous trend monitoring is still critical. Stay updated on tech changes, especially AI. Adapt your skills, online courses, certs, just self-learning.
Keep learning.
Always. And demonstrate the power duo in practice. Show how your technical skills plus your soft skills led to success. Highlight your adaptability, especially to things like AI advancements.
Adaptability seems like a huge selling point right now.
It really is. Pursue top leading certifications in your chosen field. Cloud, cyber, AI-related areas are hot. Build a strong portfolio. Showcase your projects, your contributions, your skills. Definitely include any AI-related work.
Make it easy for them to see what you can do.
Exactly. Refine your career path as you gain experience and learn more, always keeping that AI-influenced market in mind. And active networking needs dedicated time. Events, LinkedIn, online communities, especially AI-focused ones.
Building those connections that might surface hidden opportunities.
Precisely. Highlight real-world application of your work, even academic projects, connected to industry needs, maybe potential AI uses you explored, and the material makes a big point about exploring global opportunities. Advanced English skills are invaluable here.
Ah, the language point again?
Yeah, it notes that sometimes really strong candidates get passed over for international roles just because their English isn't quite fluent enough for that global setting.
That's a really practical, important tip.
And finally, sounds simple, but follow up companies. After you apply, follow up, follow their social media, their career pages. Sometimes they share useful tips, news, or even new openings there that you might otherwise miss.
Okay, that covers the what to do. Now let's zoom in on the actual process of job hunting. What channels does the material suggest focusing on?
Well, it says, look, beyond traditional job boards. LinkedIn, as we've said, is key. Optimize, search actively, including for AI, engage. Specialized job portals focused on tech are important. Industry events, conferences, fairs for direct interaction, especially with AI recruiters. Strategic networking, building those real relationships, often uncovers jobs that aren't even posted. And checking out reputable headhunting agencies that specialize in tech is another avenue.
Okay, so you find a promising role, you apply. What does the typical recruitment process look like, according to the material? What should you brace for?
It generally follows a standard flow. Starts with application and resume screening. You absolutely have to tailor your resume and cover letter for each specific job. Highlight relevant skills, experience, definitely any AI knowledge or projects if applicable.
No generic applications. Customization is essential.
Totally essential. Next, you'll likely face technical assessments. Be ready for coding challenges, quizzes, technical tests. These might increasingly include AI concepts or algorithms, depending on the role.
Testing your actual skills.
Right. Then come the interviews. Usually a mix of technical and behavioral. Practice for both. They're looking at your tech skills, sure, but also your power skills, how you'd fit culturally, and really critically, your adaptability and willingness to learn, especially with AI changing things so fast.
They want the whole package: skills, fit, and learning potential.
Exactly. And then hopefully you reach the offer and negotiation stage. Make sure you understand everything in the offer, not just the salary. Be prepared to negotiate professionally. And again, the material reminds you to actively follow up with companies after applying, just to show you're still keen.
Okay, so pulling all these threads together, what's the core message here for you, the recent graduate trying to navigate this?
I think the main takeaway from the material is this. Your potential is huge. Yes, the path is complex, it's challenging, especially with automation and AI in the mix. But the focus has to be on building that solid foundation, both the technical skills and those vital power skills.
Both sides of the coin.
Absolutely. Actively chase real-world experience through internships, projects. Get good at networking. Stay plugged into industry trends, especially AI. Be proactive, be persistent, and, yeah, be resilient. There will be bumps in the road.
And the material's conclusion really highlights maybe the most important thing you get from university.
It does. It emphasizes that while your degree gives you knowledge, maybe its most critical purpose, in a fast-moving field like tech, is teaching you how to learn new things quickly and effectively. That ability is paramount, especially with AI advancing so rapidly. So focus on that learning muscle and actively chart your own path forward.
This was Next Gen Tech, Talent and Trends.
Thank you for joining us in this conversation where knowledge becomes direction.
We hope this deep dive offered you maybe a useful pause, perhaps a bit of inspiration, or even just a starting point for what's coming next.
Yeah, we hope we've left you with some ideas, maybe some questions, and most importantly, that drive to keep building your own path in this world of tech and talent.
Leave us a comment, share this with your team if you found it useful, and help us keep this conversation going.
And remember, the future doesn't just happen. It's built with talent, technology, and purpose.
So, as you reflect on all this, navigating that first big career step, maybe think about this. If you've been working in tech for a while now, what's the one thing you wish you'd known when you graduated that would have made starting out easier?
And if you're that recent graduate right now listening in, what are the biggest doubts or concerns you have about searching for your first tech job in today's world? Definitely something to mull over as you move forward.